Alright, so guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're gonna check out yet another stance, and this time around it is going to be the Crimson Dervish, which is described as a stance that has strong whirlwind attacks. So the first combo, which is the basic button mash, is called Twisting Flurry. This one starts off with 2 attacks that will cleave enemies in front of you for 300% damage, and then it moves into a rather complicated triple strike. The triple strike is also very fast, so I'm actually gonna have to slow the clip down even more. So we start off with a swipe that cleaves all enemies in front and to the right of you for 200% damage, follow it with a kick that will hit all enemies in front of you for 200% damage and proc impact, and then another swipe that will hit all enemies in front and to the right of you for 400% damage and knock them down. This is just a crazy combo, and it seems like there was supposed to be more to it at the very end, because after the last strike the Warframe brings the sword back and it looks like as if it wants to thrust it, but it never happens and it just awkwardly brings it back up to reset the combo. Next up, we have the forward combo, which is called Crimson Orbit. Now this one starts off with a swipe to the right, which hits enemies in front and to the right of you for normal damage. Then we have an AoE strike that hits everything around you for 200% damage, and it ends with a double strike, where the first hit does normal damage, the second hit does 200% damage, and both of them proc impact. The final double strike could also be considered an AoE strike, because the first half of it will hit enemies to the left and behind you, and the second half of it will hit enemies to the right and in front of you. And the final combo on the menu is the forward block combo, which is called Coiling Impale. And this one is pretty interesting because it's essentially just a single attack, though it is a triple strike. And the breakdown is as follows. So we have one hit that will hit everything around you for 200% damage and proc impact, then a very similar hit that also hits everything around you for 200% damage, but it procs slash and knocks enemies down, and then there's a stab downwards, which does 400% damage and also knocks enemies down. So yeah, a very weird and interesting combo indeed. Now, when it comes to obtaining the Crimson Dervish stance, it is an extremely rare drop from the Bombard, the Tusk Bombard, and the Tusk Mortar Bombard, though it also drops from the Nave Spectre, which isn't very farmable, or you can get it as a reward from the highest level Rathum Arena, which is Vorianoi. And now we come to the conclusion. So what do I actually think about the Crimson Dervish stance? Well, honestly, I wasn't a big fan of it to begin with, but it kind of grew on me as I kept going with it. It does feel pretty awkward when you first start using it, especially that forward block combo, because it's only one attack. So you just hold forward, you hold block, then you tap once and you execute the entire combo. So it's very easy to do 2, even 3 of them without really wanting to. But the stance overall doesn't feel too bad, it's actually quite nice. Though it does feel like there was supposed to be more to this stance, or it was just cut willy-nilly, because as I've said, the standard button mash combo looks like there were supposed to be more moves at the end of it, and there aren't, and the stance only has 3 combos. So overall, the Crimson Dervish stance is pretty decent, it has some really good multipliers, a lot of forced procs, and it feels pretty good if you have enough attack speed. It does feel pretty meh if you're running it on a solo weapon. And that is pretty much all I wanted to say, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video and it was helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.